Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, Shama Sundari and Johan, welcome. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama. Well, I hope everybody is doing fine. If you're loving Krishna, I'm sure you are. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. I had a dream last night, and this is a true story. I had a dream. You know who I dreamed about? This is the craziest dream. You won't believe it. Nobody would ever guess who I dreamed about last night. No one. Let's get some guesses up there. I'll chant a little bit. You won't believe it. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama. Vivid dream. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama. Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama. Okay, I'll tell you the dream so I get it over with and move on to this. I dreamed I was with the Trump administration, part of like the inner circle, and then it was transitioning into the Biden administration. And so anyway, the Trump administration left, and I'm in the room, and Joe Biden's in there, and I'm just going around the room. I'm just kind of part of the Trump administration, and Joe Biden's in the room. He's moving around. And I, said something. So I noticed he was kind of personal. He's kind of like, not, just like a kind of regular guy type thing. And and so anyway, I'm in there, and I was feeling uncomfortable, like I didn't belong there. I was just kind of lingering around to see what was going on, and the people come to sit at the table. The part of his administration. I went to see what they were doing. And then anyway, I started to leave, and I was looking for the back door to get out of there. I couldn't find it; it was closed, so I had to go through the front. Crazy dream, huh? What a guy to what a person to dream about, huh? It's funny, right at this time, yeah. Prophetic, huh? What a prophecy, man. He's going to become president. Wow, that's really prophetic, huh? Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, oh my Lord. Oh, this is so great. Oh, wow. Oh, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hey, enthusiastic Govinda's here. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Hari Bo.
Bo, guys.
Welcome.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hari. Nice to see your enthusiastic face today. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari. So where was Shama? She used to come on here. Come on, get your booty up here. Krishna Krishna Hari Hari. Who else used to come on? And anybody else? River, yeah. Take the risk, man. And others, take the risk. Krishna Krishna. Yeah, Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama
Krishna Krishna Hari
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari. Hey, link is going to be on my timeline. Yeah. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama. Oh, here we go. Somebody here, Tom. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama. There he is. Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama
I'm all right.
Rama
I had a bit of a
Hari
shock, really.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Hare Hare.
Hari Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Jesus 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 Srila Prabhupada Jesus Jesus Srila Jesus Jesus Srila Prabhupada Jesus Jesus Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srila Sari Gaura Bhaktivinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinda Jesus 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 Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jesus Srila Prabhupada Jesus Srila Prabhupada Jesus Srila Prabhupada Jesus Srila Prabhupada Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Lord Krishna Oh my Lord Krishna Oh my Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktivinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh my Lord Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Radha, Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
Radha,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Radha,
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya
Radha,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya Shri Krishna 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 Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Oh,
Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
my God.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura
Bhaktavrinda,
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya
Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktavrinda,
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Govinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
There you go. Yeah. So if I can find it, we'll read Vidagda Madhava here. Skanda Desire Tree. Where are the books? Books, ebooks. Here we go. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. I do it like this here. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Vidagda Madhava. Played by Rupa Goswami. Chapter 1. We'll say the introduction first, though. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Yes, thank you for bringing Krishna consciousness to the West here. May the pastimes of Sri Krishna reduce the miseries existing in the material world and nullify all unwanted desires. The pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are like shikarni, a blend of yogurt and sugar candy. They overpower the pride of even the nectar produced on the moon, for they distribute the sweet fragrance of the concentrated loving affairs of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. May the pastimes of Sri Krishna reduce the miseries existing in the material world and nullify all unwanted desires. Yeah. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no other incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Yeah. Okay, chapter 1. Okay. You'll have to try and get back on again, Govinda, because you faded out. Okay, chapter 1. Where is this here? Springtime had arrived, and the full moon of that season inspired the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is complete in everything, with new attraction to meet the beautiful Srimati Radharani at night to increase the beauty of their pastimes. I think I'm not in this. I do something else today. All right, let's try something else here. Here we go. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna. Chapter 9, I think, yeah, chapter 9 of Adi Lila here. It's the desire tree of devotional service. Yeah, let's see who's here. Okay, Linda. Okay, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world, Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even a dog can swim across a great ocean. All glories to Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is known as Gaurahari. All glories to Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. And all glories to the devotees of the Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fill all my desires, I remember their lotus feet. All glories to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill all my desires, I remember their lotus feet. I also remember the 6 Goswamis, Rupa, Sanatan, Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva, Gopal Bhatta, and Dasa Raghunath. It is by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and Gurus that I attempt to write about the pastimes and qualities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Whether I know it or know not, it is for self-purification that I write this book. Yeah. It is by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and Gurus that I attempt to write about the pastimes and qualities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whether I know it or know not, it is for self-purification that I write this book. I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself is the tree of transcendental love of Krishna, its gardener, and also the bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who himself is the tree of transcendental love of Krishna, its gardener, and also the bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishvambara, one who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishvambara. My name is Vishvambara. One who maintains the entire universe. One who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of Godhead. Thinking in this way, he accepted the duty of a planter and began to grow a garden of a dream. Thus the Lord brought the desired tree of devotional service. Thus the Lord brought the desired tree of devotional service to this earth and became its gardener. He sowed the seed and sprinkled upon it the water of his will. Man. Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Word for word, this. Sri Chaitanya. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Malakara, gardener. Privati, on this planet. Privati, on this planet. Yeah. So on this planet, he brought bhakti. Yeah. Bringing Bhakti Kalpa Taru, the desire tree of devotional service. Bhakti, let's look at that word here. Bhakti Kalpa. Ropila, sowed, Sinachi, watering, Icha, will, Pani, water. One way I feel like talking about all these wonderful verses, but I can't do it right now. It bothers me. There's so much glory in these verses. All glories to Sri Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of all devotional service unto Krishna. All glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of all devotional service unto Krishna. He is a desire tree of devotional service, and it is in him that the seed of devotional service first fructified. The seed of devotional service next fructified in the form of Sri Ishvara Puri. And then the gardener himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, became the main trunk of the tree of devotional service. By his inconceivable powers, the Lord became the gardener, the trunk, and the branches simultaneously. Paramananda Puri, Keshava Bharti, Brahmananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharti, Sri Vishnu Puri, Keshava Puri, Krishnananda Puri. Krishna Sri Nishinga Tirtha and Sukhananda Puri. These 9 sannyasi roots all sprung from the trunk of the tree. All sprung from the trunk of the tree. Thus the tree stood steadfastly on the strength of these 9 roots. With the sober and grave Paramananda Puri as the central root, and the other 8 roots in the 8 directions, the tree of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood firmly. It's becoming like that again. You notice the tree is staying firmly now. Oh, Krishna. From the trunk grew many branches. From the trunk grew many branches, and above them innumerable others. Thus the branches of the Chaitanya tree formed a cluster or society with great branches covering all this universe. Okay? So the spiritual master now, when this tree of real pure devotional service is being manifest again, that's its style. It has to be like that. There's the Lord comes as the bona fide spiritual master or the real devotee. Okay? And the Lord empowers them to be like a trunk. See, so and from them comes all these little branches. It forms a society, a cluster. You notice that? A cluster, like a society. Okay? And so that's its style. If this is here again, which it is, see, and what is the trunk? The trunk is Lord Chaitanya. He's the Vishvambara. He's the shelter for this. So started with the, going to go back again, because I wanted to talk about these things. Now it's coming. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world. See, spiritual master of the entire world was Lord Chaitanya. Okay? That's why all spiritual masters who are connected to the trunk glorify those teachings. See, spiritual master means to teach us what is the greatest thing. What is the real path, the right path. See, so the right path is beyond the duality of right and wrong. It's just what is the most pleasing thing to God, to Krishna, to the Lord. See, and that's devotional service. The Lord himself came here to show, this is the most pleasing thing here. See, I'm directing the whole world to this. Whether you're a demigod or demon, you can come in this door and fulfill all your desires. All that desire for control, all that, see, the desire tree of devotional service fulfills all the desires that people are trying to fulfill externally. Externally, they're trying to do that. It's never enough power, right? You got not enough to control your own body. You got to control the bodies of others. You want more. You want more money and all of that. See, because you're never satisfied except devotional service. See? This satisfies everything. Okay? There's no need to all that effort to control all these things. No need. See, it's like you let the Lord. It's his job in his particular form, and that's why even the Lord he shows a form that is not the supreme controller. He shows a form like a prince just enjoying pastimes with his devotees. That's more attractive. That's more intimate, more of the mentality of the Lord. The Lord is, oh yeah, I got to maintain all this universe here and all this stuff and control it, and and see what's going on and all that stuff. He, even that form, he says, I like this other form. This is my best form. See? Is being like a sportsman, sporting with my devotees in these wonderful pastimes that deliver the living entities. That's why the Lord comes again and again. It's like sport. Delivering the living entities is fun for him, just like it's fun. It's getting fun for us. Look at Govinda. He's the first fruit of enthusiastic, actual practical service to Krishna, going out there, meeting people and all that stuff. It's fun, sport. It's like you're a hunter, hunting game, big game, the conditioned souls, and take away their conditioning, connect them with the Lord. Yeah. 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 So when you get attentive there, I'll bring you back up there, River. I like to keep everything focused. Okay, so all glories to Lord Chaitanya. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even a dog can swim across a great ocean. See, by his mercy. So the mercy of Lord Chaitanya now follows his devotees. See? So what is that mercy? That mercy is that taste. See, that taste for connecting with the shelter, the shelter of the Lord's pastimes in his name. See, getting under that shelter. That's the best path, man. Like that verse I read with Rupa Goswami. May the pastimes of Krishna reduce the miseries of the material world. See, it's the only real way to do it. Everything else is a band-aid. People taking pills to reduce the miseries. People going to psychiatrists to get their minds. See, miseries of the mind, miseries of the body, miseries of other living beings plaguing you, making you unhappy. See, this is only because we're not taking shelter of the pastimes of the Lord, his name. People don't know. See, the people instead take shelter of that which makes them miserable. Can you imagine? You see how that's done? Oh, let me go worship my God. My God is the word. Which word do I want to hear today? Oh, I think I'll go and listen to all this talk about how they're going to lock us down and how they're going to inject us with this and make us more miserable. Let me go and take shelter of that by my hearing. See? So that causes misery, right? People don't know that. People think that's kind of like, a person who eats junk food goes to McDonald's. You go to McDonald's and you get food, but it's junk, right? Junk, they call it junk food instead of eating organic, which gives you a healthy body and good food, good unprocessed food makes you healthy, feel good, right? Well, same thing with spiritually, to do with the soul body. See, we got a material body. We got a soul body also. It's dormant. All those big bodybuilders are out there, working all day, making this body look, and that body's going to disappear. And their soul body is small. It's like a little dwarf. It's like it's got nothing, no muscle, nothing, because it's not even awakened yet. It's dormant, and people pay it no mind. See? But because they're not awakened. People are busy developing fruitive, to develop the physical body and the material mind. See, make it more big, more AI stuff in it, more knowledge, material knowledge, which is ignorance, all of it. This is all ignorance. See, why? It causes you to ignore the truth. See, awakening the spiritual body. See? Making it stronger and stronger in this world. See, people are ignoring that. Therefore, people are mad after things of the world, which is in Maya, which makes you miserable. You know, people are hearing talks or speaking. You know, people are speaking out their misery. They're speaking death into people. See? Yeah. You know, and people listen and they become more and more myopic, you know, like more and more limited consciousness, very constricted because of the word they're hearing. See, causing inauspiciousness, causing sin, causing hypocrisy, you know, causing cheating, causing lying, because you become so selfish, so self-centered in your false ego that you'll do anything to maintain that false ego and to expand it even. See, this is the world. Okay? This is the world. So Lord Chaitanya came to do something about that. Okay? So, yeah. So by whose mercy even a dog can swim across a great ocean. That's that ocean we need to swim across. It's an ocean of misery. Everything, when you hear the word by those who are in Maya, you know, and are expanding this Maya in this world, you're just miserable. You listen to it, then you obey that word. See, that word becomes your God, and you're just more and more miserable. This is the way out. The way out is to get shelter, the transcendental potency. So the Lord is trying to teach this here. All glories to Sri Chaitanya, who is known as Gaurahari. All glories to Advaita Acharya Nityananda. All glories to the devotees of the Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill all my desires, I remember their lotus feet. Isn't that amazing? You can fulfill all your desires by remembering those who are intimate associates of God in his form as Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna. All your desires, all those desires for control that make you work really hard, all that desire to be recognized in name and fame and all that stuff, to be important, can be satisfied. All those desires for anything material can be satisfied, all in remembering the devotees. Because instead of turning those desires outward, they're inward. These devotees are inward. You know, their consciousness is inward. They're relishing that bhakti within. See, go to them. See, go to them, and then all your desires can be fulfilled. The Lord is very pleased. He awakens in your heart, and now you know the truth. It's set free. Oh, I see. I've been looking out there for happiness, and it was all right here. That Lord is with me. Man, the veil is down. The veil is down. Devotional service takes it down all the time. He's engaging and hearing with taste. This is what Lord Chaitanya came to bring us. Nearly nobody wants to eat unprocessed organic food. The majority like junk food because it tastes good. Only because their taste is contaminated, because, you know, they haven't developed a taste. They haven't cultivated the taste for good food. It's the same thing with Krishna consciousness. It's a cultivation. That's why the Lord comes here and begins to plant, like take the even he does, and actually his devotees do. Again, they take the position as a gardener, you know, and they want to sow the seed of devotion in this world. See, and reduce the miseries of people who don't know this. You know, could you imagine if you knew that you could do something in this world, you could cultivate something in this world, you can engage in activities in this world that would really, really reduce your miseries forever? Well, you would do it, right? But people don't know that. That's devotional service. That's pure devotional service, actually. See? So when that's being distributed, this is the preaching, is to teach the world, see, as a spiritual master, where how to reduce those miseries in an effective way that actually works. So let's see here. Let's see if she's listening now. Are you listening fully? Or are you talking and looking here and there and all that? Okay, there she is. Attentive. Yeah. Yeah. So it's by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and gurus that I attempt to write about the pastimes and qualities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whether I know it or know not, it is for my self-purification that I write this book. Oh, wait a second. I skipped to another chapter. No, I didn't. Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishvambara, one who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of God. Thinking in this way, he accepted the duty of a planter and began to grow a garden in Navadvip. See, how do you grow a garden? You got to sow a seed in the soil, right? So that a plant can grow. So that's what the Lord did. He sowed a seed in this world. See, this was the seed of bhakti, the bhakti lata bij, which is basically the desire to serve Krishna in ecstasy, with loving ecstasy. He sowed that seed, not the seed of Vaidhi bhakti, so that you can grow a garden of rules, regulations, and external ceremonies. Okay, that's part of maybe the beginning time. But he came to sow the seed of taste for the name, the pastimes, and the qualities of Krishna. He would sidestep that whole process of sadhana siddha, where you have to, part of your sadhana is to overcome all the obstacles of your desire. You renounce the desires, you do austerities, renunciation, and big fasts to get rid of all unwanted things, and then you can get this taste. And the Lord thought, people will never reach me, especially in this Kali Yuga with this association. What kind of path is that now? That's why it said it's not by renunciation, it's not by offensive sadhana, when you're chanting Hare Krishna and your heart is hard as a rock, dry chanting. It's not that way. The real path is the real path, man. He taught it 550 years ago, and we're reviving that again, just like he did. Okay? The real path, he sowed the seed of taste for the name, the pastimes, and qualities of Krishna. See, and he cultivated that personally and taught others how to cultivate it too. He watered he watered it with his will. See, that will is I will do this. I am able to do this. This is, people try to engage in devotional service by force, but that's weak. You just kind of do it externally and your mind goes here and there because it's not attracted. So the Lord said, let me sow the seed of attraction to Krishna. See, so that people can also water this path. Water this path with their will, with God's will, because that's in you. You become naturally attracted to what God is attracted to. God is attracted to his devotees. God is attracted to devotion. God is attracted to pure devotional principles. See, Krishna is attracted to that. In his form as Krishna. In his form as Lord Chaitanya. So he demonstrated that. That's how he simultaneously taught it. He demonstrated by watering this bhakti path with his will to engage in it. See, enthusiastically. It becomes like very natural. See, but we don't have that in us, or it's not awakened in us until it's time, until the Lord does this again. through the bona fide spiritual master. You know, there you get a spiritual master that you can see. Look at this person. He really likes it. He likes to chant Hare Krishna. Boy, he not even likes it. He loves chanting Hare Krishna. Man, look how enthusiastic that person is, man. What is that about? Well, let me tell you. See? And they tell you the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the spiritual master of the universe. The confidential teaching. Well, I'm glad you asked. Nobody else is asking. They're all doing their ceremonies out there, the massive Vaishnavas, and they're doing all this, stuff like this. And the many of the gurus, they have no real taste because they're looking often for name and fame and to be big gurus. After Prabhupada, that's what took over, and that's your association there. Are you ready to move on? You want to be oppressed by that? You know what oppression is? You're not set free. Doesn't this set you free? Doesn't this kind of bhakti set you free? You know, you become free men and women. You know, everybody's trying to do it externally. And no, we're not agreeing that you're a free man and woman, man. We're going to lock you up in this world. Okay? You're locked up by persons who don't set you free. They're not strong enough, man. You know, you need the Bhakti Lata Bij awakened in you. And you got to serve Krishna in ecstasy. You gotta love promoting the glories of the absolute conclusive truth and set people free. Whoever believes in your word is the real God, man. Your word is not your opinion, but is actually God's opinion, actualized. Very powerful. Those who believe in it have a spiritual awakening. That's proof that that person is a guru, otherwise not. See? Their word agrees with the book. When you're ready to be delivered, chapter 1 on the spiritual master. Chapter 1 on the spiritual master. When you're ready to be delivered, you meet the bona fide guru, and then you get spiritual experiences. You get spiritual taste. You like to chant Hare Krishna, or you like to hear the glories of the Lord. You like to speak them. You like to put people on the path that's going to make them truly happy forever. You like to liberate souls. You like to see people saying their testimonies like, wow, this is so great, man. Having the shelter of Lord Chaitanya is the best thing ever. Hey, that's the witness. Okay? That's what devotion does. But the rules and regulations don't do that. You got to move on to this path to do that, to get people inspired, really inspired. Otherwise, they're inspired for a time and they may stay and may not. Many people have left Krishna consciousness because they haven't reached this thing. I've been in India so many times. You know how many ex-devotees I've met that have actually went to the Mayavadi because they say, well, we get more taste there than we do the following all these rules. We came, a lot of people come here, they want to connect with God. They want an encounter with God. They don't want to just encounter with the rule, with external ceremonies. Not everybody's like that. Maybe the masses are like that. But Krishna on this kind of path he has followers in all these different paths, in the Vaidis too. That's why he calls them. He's calling them through us. If you want encounters with Krishna, you want to taste intimacy with Krishna, where it brings tears to your eyes and laughter to your heart, and transcendental experiences. And to feel God in your life living inside you and accessible, where you understand what Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within sight and at hand. All you do is open your mouth and there it is. You want that? See? Or you want something else. See? If you want that, you have to find the real path. Where is this bhakti being planted? Pure devotion. You got to give up all these ignorant ideas that you can't have it in this life. See? Promoted by those who are, that's what they're promoting. Whatever they tell you is the word they're promoting. That's your God. Oh, many lifetimes you can get this prema. Not this lifetime. Well, that's the word you got. That's the word you believe. That's the result you get. Many lifetimes before you get prema, as long as you believe that word. Was that the word of Lord Chaitanya was here? No, he gave it right away. He gave the bij, man, the bhakti bij, which is his will. And that will is inside you. And it makes you want to cultivate this. It makes you like to cultivate this. It gives you encouragement to cultivate this. Otherwise, you have no attraction. You'll cultivate something else in this world. Either, people that don't get this bij, they end up cultivating something else, material life, or even the rules, regulations, ceremonies, pomp, They come under being subjected by people who limit them and don't free them. You come here, you become a free man and a free woman. Free in this bhakti, free in Krishna. Just like you become independent of the Lord's Maya and you become independent of religion. You can abandon it. You can abandon those who are in charge of religion. There's hypocrisy there usually. That's why it becomes tyrannical, just like in the world. It's all Maya. Even religion, there's Maya in that. It's religion. That's why Krishna says abandon it. See, people, they read Bhagavad Gita and they go right over the verses. See? They just go right over it. It's like they don't understand it. Why would Krishna say abandon religion? I'm in religion. Therefore, you can't, because you're not outside of the box of religion. You can't see that's what's boxing people up who are in Vaishnavism or in Christians even. They're in the box. Okay? So you got to be outside of the box. You have to have abandoned that religion, all varieties of it, and know the deeper principle. And that's what we teach here. And if you don't hear it here, you won't know it. You're in the box. You're in the box of those leaders teaching you religion. Okay? Here you get outside of the box. We just pull you out of the box and teach you how to abandon all varieties of religion. Yeah. Basically, you need Bhakti Lata Bij. You need to be surrendered to Krishna. And when you're surrendered to his name, and you ecstatically chant it, you're free of all this hard work of trying to attain Krishna, because now you have the easy method, pure devotional service. That's the gift you get from a bona fide guru now. If they're bona fide. If the Lord's will is to give it out. Okay? See, it's the Lord's will to give it out. It's like sometimes I read the verses, I'm relishing them, but I can't give it out because the Lord ain't inspiring that. Okay? That's like Prabhupada, Bhakti said. They were relishing these verses and they're writing about it, but it wasn't, no, don't give it out verbally, not time. Now it's time to give it out as approval of disciplic line. And Krishna. That's why we do it. See, the water of his will works through the devotee. He's inspired to glorify the truth, the confidential truth. That's what Lord Chaitanya did. He glorified the essence of all truth and the glory and the confidential truth. He spoke it. He taught it. He didn't withhold it. He taught it, expressed it. He said, he showed it. This is the confidential truth, is worshiping God in intimacy and ecstasy is the highest truth, highest reality. And even distinguished it from the Vaidhi level to teach people, hey, man, there's another platform you can attain if you come and listen, come and see. So, Johann says, Majja Lila 119, the transcendental mellows generated by the dealings between the gopis and Krishna cannot be tasted by fruitive activity, yogic austerities, speculative knowledge, regulative devotional service, and mantra yoga. Yeah, you see, it cannot be done. You notice it says tasted. See, if you're doing austerities, you're tasting austerity. You're tasting the result of that, which is kind of nice. I mean, I like when I do like fasting and stuff, it's a little hard in the beginning, and then it gets really kind of tasty, but it's not ecstatic devotional service. You cannot taste it like that. See? You taste that. And a lot of people mix up those fruits of austerity and fasting and renunciations as real bhakti, and it's not. That's not it. No, it cannot be tasted that way. See? It's tasted through. See, tasted. Isn't that about taste? Wouldn't you like, it's like if I'm out here and I'm saying, and this is what a lot of so-called Raganuga Sanghas do. They talk about, Rupa Goswami and all these things about the intimate service of Rupa and Radharani and all of this stuff. And you're in your mind about it, but you're not tasting. Your spiritual body isn't awakened. You don't know what it is to taste that personally. Okay. So what is the path to tasting it? Not from these intellectual Raganuga Bhaktas, even writing books about it. It's not through them. Not through them. Where is it through? Well, it's in the verse. How come you can't see that out there? People spend their whole lives not following that verse. They're following people either intellectually, intellectually got it, thinking about those verbs, but not tasting it. Their spiritual body is not awakened. They spend their whole lives. But here it is in the verse. It says it's tasted, it's through the spontaneous love of a liberated person who chants the holy name with great ecstatic love. There's the path, man. See, there's the path right there. Through those devotees. That's why it works here, because people find the real path. The real path is here. You can see, hey, man, yeah, it's through, yeah, it works. Yeah, because it's the formula, man. The book is describing the formula, and you follow the formula to get the result. You start tasting this bhakti. Pretty simple, isn't it there, Tom? So all glories to Madhavendra Puri, the storehouse of all devotional service unto Krishna. See, that's where it started. It starts from a devotee who has the inclination to worship Krishna in ecstasy. It's through those devotees. So you see how that verse, and then right after that verse, or actually in this here, Madhavendra Puri was like that. It was through him that you can get this Bhakti Lata Bij, the desire to worship Krishna in ecstasy. That's why it was through Jesus Christ, those 11 who got purified by hearing from him, got that awakening of devotion of their spiritual body that gave them the inclination to worship God in ecstasy, at least to that extent that they could do. See, the Holy Spirit awakens, and then you like to read the Bible. So that was the book in that line, is the Bible. See, so then you read the Bible, you get revelation and realization and spiritual experience. See, that is the nature of getting Bhakti Lata Bij. See, you get revelation, you look at the scriptures, and you can understand the deep purport of them. Without that Holy Spirit awakening, you can't. That's why we see in Vaishnavism, the masses of Vaishnavas in these big organizations not yet awakened. They're just studying the script, they're studying the Vedas. Instead of tasting those Vedas, tasting those names, because that's the book is Bhagavan, is God. The book is God. You can taste these verses. You can relish these verses. You can teach the essence of these verses to others and awaken them. See? Otherwise, people are listening to the words of scholars in Vaishnavism. They're like the Pharisees. They still speculate, therefore they can't taste these verses. They don't have the Bhakti Lata Bij. If they do have Bhakti Lata Bij, they'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, if you don't understand this, you're not awakened. I don't care how big your title is, how many followers you have. Your spiritual body's probably really small. It's not buff like a person who has real Bhakti Lata Bij and has been cultivating it for years or lifetimes. To the point they smack Maya and Maya goes down. You notice? Goes down. Okay? If you're caught up by Maya, Putanas and all that stuff, you can't give Maya. You're under the influence of the illusion still. And that's religion. See? Religious leaders like that. They come and they say, yeah. See? I mean, I'll just describe Putana and Vrindavan practically in 2021. You know how you're under the influence of Putana? You go and you put your dhoti on, man, and you take a sannyas stick and you say, I'm Gurudev, I'm going to lead you to Vrindavan. There you go, Mr. Putana or Mrs. Putana. That's got you. That's got you. You can't lead people Vrindavan. You got to be the one who chants the holy names with great ecstatic devotion. And the Lord has to be living alive in you, that transcendental Lord, and giving you revelation and realizations on the transcendental platform. And when you preach those who believe your word get the shelter of Krishna. They get Bhakti Lata Bij. They become inspired to worship Krishna in intimacy and ecstasy. They start to understand, wow, this is the real path. This is the greatest path. This reduces the miseries in the material world so effortlessly, which people can't do. This frees me from the Maya. This is nullified my participation in birth and death. See? Because those symptoms of ecstasy are awakening in me. See? You got to get this boon through the devotees who are planting this on this earth. When this is planted, see, sowing the seed. You're that earth, man, aren't you? You got a body there, Tom? You got a body, right? You know, this seed goes into those who hear. See? It goes into the hearts, awakens the hearts. See, sow the seed in this world. You're that world. You know, people are the world. They're in the world. They're identifying with the world. God so loved the world, he sent his beloved son, his only begotten son. And it's true, but it's not like the Christians think, oh, therefore it's only Jesus. No, that's not conclusive. God so loved the world, he sends his only begotten son. See, it's only begotten by him and by the word that comes through the bona fide devotee, which is his word, his opinion. And you listen to it, and now, boom, you're his only begotten son, because you're begotten by him, his seed, and not this Maya seed, his shadow seed. See, you're begotten by the word of the potent devotee. Could you imagine if Christians understood this? Yeah, go ahead, Tom, just a second.
Yes, what I feel when I'm listening to you, a lot of people, they are concerned with lesser things. They are juggling with money. They're juggling with power. They are juggling with, but there's no real substance. It's all with. It will end to nothing. They are juggling with power and lesser gods, all kinds of plans and schedules, but they are just juggling with things that disappear. No real substance.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take it with you. You know what you do take it with you is these impressions of Maya, your attachment to it. And that's what it's like, a weight. It brings you back to the earth because you desire it. See? So the desire tree of devotional service is the desire to engage in pure devotional service. The Lord gives us as a gift through those devotees, and only through those devotees. That's why I'm sorry, man, it's not through those gurus. If they're dry-eyed, and they're not like that verse, it says, through the devotees who chant the holy names with great ecstatic love. You have not found the path to Vrindavan yet, if that's who you're following. And that's just a fact, because you got these verses are the truth. And I'm just telling the truth, and that's why they don't like it. See? They think they want to pretend to represent the path. I'm sorry, you don't. You don't represent the verse. I can't look at you and see the glories of the verse, that it's through the path to Vrindavan is through the devotees who chant the holy names with great ecstatic love. Can you see that here? Yeah, you see that here, that people are going this path, and look, they're awakening with ecstatic love. So I guess they found the real path. I guess they're the real witnesses. Is the real witnesses? They're guys, oh, Gurudev, give me mercy. And they got thousands of them throwing flowers at them. And they got garlands and the big sticks, and they're sitting up there. But no ecstatic devotion fruits. That's real Krishna consciousness. That's why Lord Chaitanya came. That's why Jesus came, to give that. You don't see that. And that's reality, distinguished from all this other stuff, all these illusions, all this religious suppression and oppression, and worldly oppression. The devotees are another vibration, level. Everybody else, whether demigods or demons, they're fighting it out on that low thing, low vibration of illusion. They're all trying to fight it that way. And that's a low vibrational wavelength. Keeps them both in illusion, keeps them both in the material world. That's why the demigods are still in the material universe, right? Because they're fighting the demons. See? The devotees don't need to fight anymore. Why? They're too busy worshiping God and playing with the Lord, and the Lord is playing with them, and then automatically everything is purified, everything is adjusted. Kali Yuga is held back by the strength of devotees that lifted on their finger, which are the pastimes of the Lord. They just very easily give shelter to others. Oh, you want shelter from the Maya? Just come here and play with Krishna. Come here and we'll teach you how to play and be a friend of Krishna. By becoming a friend of Krishna. There's no other way. You got to find their true friends of Krishna, true intimate friends of Krishna. Because if you do, they're all ecstatic, man. They love Krishna, and you can see it in there. It causes the body to manifest transformations. That's their Bhakti Shastra. You don't need a piece of paper on the wall to give you, well, you see my paper on the wall, that means I'm Gurudev. You see my rubber stamp from our group of GBC clerks. That's basically managers. Yeah, they bona fide me as a guru. Therefore, just listen to my word, man. Their word can't do nothing unless they chant the holy names in ecstatic devotion, like that verse. It's through those kind of devotees that you find Vrindavan in this life, even. See, if you hear the verse from such devotees, you found the path. You got the formula. Go ahead.
Yes. What I feel is that they are concerned. A lot of people are concerned about numbers. Yeah. They are focused on numbers of votes, number of money, numbers of followers. Mm-hmm. But there's something higher as being concerned about numbers, and we are not concerned about numbers. We are concerned about real quality.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't put the cart before the horse. See, the horse, the driving horse that drives the cart, which is the people, that's your followers. See, the followers, they have to have the driving force. The driving force are mellows, man. That's why it says the spiritual master, chapter 1, Adi Lila, verse 98 through 100. The real spiritual master is absorbed in the mellows. That's the driving force. And it pulls the cart of the material world and disciples and followers who want to get purified. Okay? That's why you got to find such a guru. They're the only ones that have the power because they're involved in worshiping the true power. And that's the Lord. Intimacy. Okay?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't get purified. That's why you see the disciples of these gurus stay on the Vaidhi platform. Their guru hasn't entered the level of mellows yet. If they have, they'll know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, they won't, and most don't. They're just still encased in the false ego, thinking something else is bhakti.
Yeah. What I need some other words. They are over emphasizing the value of numbers, and they are concerned with juggling with numbers, juggling with statistics, juggling with.
Well, you see, that's why. See, that's the thing. They're concerned. If you're concerned with numbers of followers, then you got no horsepower. So you need horsepower. You need, like in a car, and it has a turbo, or some horsepower number, or you got no horsepower to pull the cart. So nobody goes anywhere. You don't go anywhere. You stay on the materialistic Vaishnava platform, and you can't carry your followers. The horsepower is bhakti, pure bhakti. Pure relationship with Krishna is the horsepower. It pulls the cart of all those followers. See, you're like a cart, and you're pulled along by the horsepower of the devotee that's engaged in their relationship with Krishna in ecstasy. Okay? And then you also enter the transcendental platform and can participate. You come in the real line first. A lot of Vaishnavas, they're not really clear about what is the real line. It's not enough just to be initiated by Prabhupada and then go around and say, I'm a Prabhupada disciple. A lot of people think that's enough. And they don't have to get off the material platform because their materialistic followers think, oh, he's a Prabhupada disciple. That's great enough. No, it's not enough. You gotta have your spiritual body awakened. That means you need Shiksha. See, many people are not Prabhupada disciples here, and they're more awakened because they come here and your spiritual body is awakened. Therefore, you become naturally more advanced than many even gurus. They also need Shiksha, but they're not taking it because they're concerned with all the carts following, they're followers, but nobody goes anywhere. You stay a Vaidhi Bhakti, and ceremonially, because their word is not transcendental. See, their word doesn't reflect the confidential truth. You see, that verse is confidential. This is postgraduate. See, your word has to manifest that. Your spiritual body has to manifest this verse. People got to look at you and say, here's the personification of that verse. This devotee chants the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. Now I found the path, the real path that matches the instruction book, the map. This is a map book. Okay? It's trying to show you where the path is, but people don't know. They read this and their gurus don't understand this. And therefore, nobody is clear about the real path. But the real devotee is because they're the manifestation of these verses. You say, oh, yeah, looking at Gaurahari and these other devotees, they're in the real line because their experience, their experiences, their activities reflect these verses. Yeah. So that's how you learn. I mean, you have to hear from a bona fide representative. Then you see the real path. They are the real path. They speak about and teach the real path. They teach Lord Chaitanya's teachings, real teachings, confidential. Okay. Say, Corona says, that's because the processed food. Okay, back here. Today, one person came on Bigo, and he asked a good question. He is from Nottingham, and he is on Facebook. I told him to contact Govinda and Karuna, Yumina, on Facebook. Yeah, great. Okay, bring the questions up if you got any comments or questions.
I'm looking for the word shiksha in scriptures.
Yeah. Shiksha has something to do with instruction.
Yeah.
See, you have to be instructed until your body has the awakening of bhakti. And then the Lord instructs you, and the devotees do. You get the confidential instruction because your relationship with Krishna is awakened. And it's like now you have a huge, a big friend, a big ally. That's the Lord himself. And he knows all these scriptures. And you look at them and he assists you now. He's like your assistant. He's like, what's that lady's name in the AI? What's on your cell phone? What do they call her?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Electra or something, or
yeah,
she's
like an assistant. Yeah.
Yeah, like your assistant. See, and so he's your assistant, and you're his assistant in this world. See, it's mutual relationship. See, because of the grace of the Lord living awakened inside you now, you're connected. See, so he is your assistant in understanding, and you're his assistant for disseminating this in this world. Otherwise, nobody knows. You got to meet the confidential servitor of the Lord. Isn't that what our songs glorify the Lord, the devotees as the confidential servitors? You got to meet somebody. It's not just a word, or you're acting and imitating a confidential servitor, which most are doing as their Guru Devs. Therefore, you don't get what the Lord is informing the devotee intimately because they don't have the communication established, really. It's just an imitation. That's the Putana. She came and imitated a devotee of Vrindavan, right? She came in there. She looked externally like, see, you put on your dhoti. She put on the external body, sheep changer, make it look like a devotee of Vrindavan. Very loving devotee. See, this is imitation. Oh, a devotee's very humble, and you go and you imitate. Okay? And then people look at you and think, oh, there's a real devotee of Vrindavan. Oh, let me go follow them. Let me give my time and energy to them. But you don't make it to Vrindavan yet. It's kind of a roadblock. Okay? So you need to find those who are actually real residents of Vrindavan. And they're the ones, see, the verse tells you where they are. They're the ones the Vrindavan is wherever they are. They could be, if they're in the North Pole and they're chanting Hare Krishna in a devotional taste and ecstasy. There you go. You found Vrindavan. You found the door to it at the North Pole because you found a devotee there chanting like that. You could go to Vrindavan. And if you don't see those kind of devotees and hear from them, well, you feel a little bliss or, like a certain amount. But, you're not in the deeper Vrindavan. You're on the surface. See, when you meet the devotee, you meet the deeper Vrindavan, man. They tell you what is Vrindavan, what is the mood. They show you the mood. They teach you about it. Also, they're speaking about it, glorifying.
I find a beautiful text from Madhya Lila. Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Madhya Lila 8:6-3. As stated in scripture, Bhagavad Gita 18:66, after giving up all kinds of religious and occupational duties, if you come to me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and take shelter I will give you protection from all of life's sinful reactions. Do not worry.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's just one level. It's the Lord still said that's external bhakti. That's a lot of devotees who are doing that. They're taking shelter of the Maha Mantra, and they get some liberation feeling. See, but then the Lord says, that's external bhakti. Tell me something more, doesn't he? Does he say that?
Yeah. And in the purport, it goes on. In this connection, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami instructs in his book Mana Shiksha. He has thus enjoined that we should not perform religious or irreligious activities as prescribed in the Vedas. The best course is to engage always in the service of Lord Krishna and Radharani. That is the perfection of
No. Don't. Go to the next verse. That's not. No, that's just a general thing. Go to the next verse. Next verse.
So that is 863.
It's kind of jumping ahead there.
Okay. 64. After hearing Ravananda Rai speak in this way, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again rejected his statement.
Again, you see, our preaching, Prabhupada's jumping ahead, and that's okay because people don't understand. But we want to see the sequence. See? So you know the process, the progress, and that's not enough just for liberation. Lord Chaitanya says, go deeper.
Yes,
that's not.
Go ahead and say something more.
There you go. Yeah, Prabhupada in the purport he's talking about, worshiping intimately Radha and Krishna. But for this preaching, I want people to be really clear on the process. That's not enough just to chant Hare Krishna like these devotees do, and not attracted to the real Vrindavan, which is the real conception and the real door. A lot of the Vaishnava, they're chanting Hare Krishna, but they're not even clear on Guru Tattva. They're worshiping gurus who are still hypocrites and liars and cheaters. I'm not saying they're all like that, but if you can't relish mellows, there's going to be some of that in you, because it's only devotional mellows that destroy sin. The sin of sitting on a high seat and taking disciples, and they're saying, "Oh, Guru Dev, deliver me," and you can't do it. That's hypocritical. Sorry, man. That ain't clear. You got to if you're sitting on a high seat or a low seat, if you have disciples, they have to be in the right place where they're delivered. You got to match that verse. You got to chant Hare Krishna, not with dry eyes. What kind of Krishna consciousness are you promoting out there? What kind of standard? See, they can't fit that standard. They don't even see that standard. They see something else. See, that's speculation. Therefore, you're not directing people on the essential path where you can quickly attain Vrindavan. If you know the door, you just go through the door and very quickly you enter Vrindavan. See, the door of those devotees. It's through those devotees. It's through a door, right? You walk through a door. Well, that's those devotees. You walk through those devotees. See, you walk through them. Okay.
And what I feel is they can, when you go to the devotee, then there is your natural next step. Yeah, you cannot jump when you cannot jump. You need from your position you need a next step.
Yeah.
So like here in these talks with Ramananda Rai, he goes every time he goes a next step. But when just a person jumps in, he cannot follow. He has to go from his own position the next step.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't jump to this, like from that verse, and then Prabhupada's talking about the essences of Radha. You need to be the step. You have to see the step to help the devotees move on. See, and so that's why I say the next verse, and the Lord rejected that. That's not enough. But that's why I say it's not enough just to go chant Hare Krishna and there in Vaidhi level, and then worshiping gurus who haven't realized Krishna and support that. No, see, I'm not here to support. I'm here to support the truth. I'm here to support Guru Tattva. I'm here to support the real path. Not illusions. Hey man, if you don't chant the holy name in great ecstatic devotion like that verse, you're not the real guru. I support the truth, even though it's not palatable to those who are attached to something else other than this truth. See, if you're attached to something else like name or fame or being a big guru and all that, you won't like a person glorifying the truth as it is, glorifying the path as it is, the door as it is. They won't like that. Why? It's a threat to your sense enjoyment of being a big friggin' guru, which you're not. Okay? This is a second chance because a lot of these persons are going to die in that consciousness.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have that conflict.
It's a threat to their comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, naturally. Yeah. So anyway, okay, let's move on a little bit here. Hare Krishna. So the seed of devotional service next fructified in the form of Ishvara Puri. Oh, wait. All glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of devotional service unto Krishna. You got to find out, where is this devotional service, this service in devotion, this chanting of Hare Krishna in ecstasy. That's the storehouse of devotional service, is in those devotees who chant the holy names with that ecstatic devotion. See, that bhakti is stored in them. They're like a battery. It's like we're like batteries. Are you a storehouse for this pure bhakti? Well, if you are, then you're worshiping the Lord in this ecstatic bhakti, and you're storing this devotion. It's the only storable substance. It's the only what do you call bhakti? What do they call this? Spiritual potency. It's stored in a devotee who worships the Lord in ecstatic love, and they're very rare now at this point. See, so that's what you got to be saying. All glories to the storehouse of bhakti. That's where it starts. The bona fide spiritual master whose spiritual body is awakened, and they're worshiping the Lord and storing this bhakti. See, up. It just naturally, they're powering up, man, in that way. Like the Green Lantern sticks his ring into the lantern. That's Krishna. See, the devotee make a connection, see, by that bhakti. And then they become empowered by that. See, iron in the fire. See, they become a storehouse, empowered version of this. Lord Chaitanya was that. And you become empowered to be a tree of devotion in this world, where it starts, this kind of cultivation of pure devotion. See? All glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of devotional service. So he was chanting Hare Krishna in ecstasy and laughing and crying and doing all these things. And then the Lord came to him, because of your ecstatic devotion, I'm going to deliver the world. Okay? You see how it all fits. All the verses fit perfectly. That verse that Johan quoted, this verse, they all fit. Just like a puzzle, seamless. The right piece fits in. See, it connects everything. See, so devotees, you got to be saying, hey man, all glories to a devotee like Madhavinda Puri. All glories to a sangha of devotees like that, who chant the holy names with great ecstasy. Now, because you're glorifying, what is actually transcendental, now you're going to get the real mercy of the Lord. You're going to get transcendental mercy, and not saying, oh, glories to Tony Robbins. Well, if you do that, you get his benediction. You'll probably be a philanthropist. Maybe you'll make a lot of money like him. Well, if that's your interest, go. That's what he promotes, right? Big business, making lots of money, being mystically powerful, controlling the world, being a good person, right? Well, say all glories to Tony Robbins. Say all glories to Japa. What kind of glory can you give? What kind of glories are you getting from a person like that? Yeah. So I'm not, it's not a critical thing. All glories to Radhanath. See, I'm just saying, what are you getting from doing that? Okay, I'm sorry, I got to take somebody down. And that's River. Don't try come on, River. Don't come on here if you're going to be blabbing. Come on if you want to come on, but don't come on and blah blah blah, blah talking to everybody. Yeah, see, it's all, what do you glorify? You glorify things within the material world. Oh, this is glorious Trump. Oh, Biden, I love my country even. A lot of Christians, they're not clear about it. They're all into, I love this, I love things of the world. Okay? No, you gotta, glorify Vaishnavas and devotees and the Lord, the transcendental Lord. See, again, I gotta, it just comes on here, I can't mute you, so I gotta get rid of you. Sorry there, River, but gotta follow the rules. Yeah, see, it's all about what you glorify. Yeah, so here we're teaching people glorify real devotees, pure devotees. They're real substance. Glorify the truths that they teach. See, the real truth as it is. That Prabhupada he liked as it is. It's really nice. It sets people free. They just need to hear that truth without speculation. Hey, that's it, man. That's simple. What can people, when you glorify, you notice here, people glorify their guru, okay? They glorify the guru. The ecstatic devotees do it naturally. What happens? They become more ecstatic. Because that's what they want. They want what God wants. God wants and enjoys and relishes transcendental relations with his devotees. He loves pleasing Krishna. He loves pleasing his devotees. See, his pleasure is their pleasure, and their pleasure is his pleasure. This is the real teaching in this world. You got to see that in this world. You got to see that manifest in the personification if you're going to see this bhakti in this world. This is intimacy, where the devotee's real pleasure is the Lord's pleasure, and the real pleasure of the Lord is the devotee's pleasure. See, that's self-realization. That's the kind of association you need to transcend this illusion. Not my pleasure is the material pleasures of the world. Yeah, well, our body may get some of that. It has to survive, but that's not the real. That's insignificant to a devotee. Real pleasure is the Lord's pleasure, which is bhakti. The Lord wants to give us that, the desire, his pleasure, okay, of engaging in these association with his real devotees. Real devotees don't get pleasure associating with big gurus who have big names and big followings if they got no bhakti, no ecstatic love. That doesn't give them any pleasure, doesn't give Krishna any pleasure. Those persons have to learn the lesson. They have to learn that they can't really help their disciples very well, and their disciples have to learn the lesson that they can't help, their gurus can't help them very well. And they have to pray to the Lord, hey man, I'm ready to move on. And then he'll bring you to final deliverance. And that's okay. I mean, if it took a few lives to learn this, what we're teaching here, then fine. It's better than 10 million in illusion. That's what Prabhupada said. Well, at least, we're teaching, getting people moving along. Hey, man, it's good. Yeah, a life or two. So what's that? But people come, if you can get this, if you can understand what we're talking about, understand the value of this association, understand the value of the real path, you can get it in this life and be gone without having to take another miserable birth in this world. Just depends how greedy you are, how much you believe in this path. Yeah. Okay. All glories to. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. So all glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of all devotional service unto Krishna. He is a desire tree of devotional service. And so this is how this is passed on. You have to come back on there, Karuna, because you faded out. This is how this devotional service is passed on. He is a desire tree of devotional service, and it is in him that the seed of devotional service first fructified. So you got to find, where is this bhakti fructifying in a devotee? Where is ecstatic love manifesting like it did in Madhavinda Puri? See, Guru is one. He became a real guru because ecstatic love was manifested in him. And then Krishna came to him and said, okay, now through you, I'm going to deliver the world. You got to be like that. Okay? If ecstatic love is manifesting in you and it becomes to a mature stage, either the guru, if they're in the body, will say, okay, you go out there and now you can take disciples. Yeah. Or if the guru's gone, usually maybe gone, then you'll come in the dream, or the Krishna will come in the dream, usually both, like it did with me. Okay, now you go and distribute this bhakti. You teach others where the real path is now, because you're the real path. You're the path, man. You got to be that devotee there. You have to sufficiently worship God in ecstasy and get purified sufficiently just to teach this path. Can you imagine people are trying to teach Krishna consciousness, but they haven't even been awakened yet? Their intimacy with the Lord has not been awakened. By his inconceivable, so the seed of devotional service next fructified in the form of Ishvara Puri. So how did that happen? Well, Ishvara Puri saw, Madhavinda Puri, I want to become his disciple. I want what he's got. I want to worship the Lord like that. And so now he got to see the seed of bhakti. That's Bhakti Lata Bij. That seed went from the heart of Madhavinda Puri into the heart and awakened Ishvara Puri with that same kind of desire to worship Krishna. See, with intimacy and ecstasy. See, and so then he cultivated it. See, and became fructified in him. He got this ecstatic love, and it matured. And then he got another disciple. Who was that? Lord Chaitanya. So you see how it's working here. This proves that this is another manifestation of that mercy that the Lord started 550 years ago. First fructified here. Look, it's fructifying in a lot of Vaishnavas here who are believing this word. See, this teaching here, this word, this teaching shows you as it is by demonstration. Oh, you can look at Gaura Hari Das's Sangha here. Look at this. It fructified in him, and it was fructifying in other devotees. Wow, we found a sadhu sangha of devotees where what happened 550 years ago is happening now. It shows you that's the idea of devotee Bhagavats and book Bhagavats. What you read in the book happens in life, in the devotees' lives, not like what's happening in the book. And then you look at these gurus and their followers, and that's not manifesting in them. That's why they don't understand the book, because they're not manifestations of the book. The explanations and the map book here in this book, they're not examples of that. See, this you see how your Maya gets demolished here? Can you imagine you go your whole life like that? You're not understanding what's in the book because your gurus don't understand what's in the book. You haven't found the real path yet, which is the devotee. Because the devotee, you see in their person what is in the book. And they use the book by the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. See? These mellows are transferred into your heart because you found the real place. You found the door. And it's proven to work because many of you are the witnesses. See? This is Guru Tattva. It's very clearly explained in these books. Chaitanya Leela really makes it vivid. See? And what makes it more vivid is the devotee's experience. You can see, oh yeah, I can see in Gaur Haridas, yeah, this bhakti fructified, and it's fructifying next in the Lalita Gangas and Johans and others. You see the importance of this. This is like, hey man, we're popping eyes open. If you see that this is the real path, man, you're very fortunate. You found the door that people have been looking for millions of lifetimes. That's why this is explained so vividly. The wise man's here. Okay. So by his inconceivable potency, the Lord became the gardener, the trunk, and the branches simultaneously. See, because the Lord, he vividly, through his disciples also, taught this path by example and actually by teaching also. He taught Rupa Goswami all these things. So when you hear Rupa Goswami's teachings, Sanatana Goswami's teaching, Raghunath Das's teachings, you're hearing right from Lord Chaitanya, because they were that close. They were instructed personally, many of them. Well, all of them actually. See, so he's the trunk, man. These teachings, these revelations and realizations of Lord Chaitanya, which come through his devotees, see, are worshipable and relishable. They illuminate the heart. They show us what is the truth and what is the illusion. All this stuff. Great. See, this is, everybody, and you can see now in politics, if you're looking at that a little bit, you see in politics, everybody, there's enemies and friends, and they're all fighting. See, division, it makes you weak, this division. This is the idea too, the communism take over by making people weak, by dividing each other. All of a sudden, you don't see that everybody's your brother. Isn't it? There's division here. Oh, he's my enemy. Oh, he's my friend. All this division here, and it weakens the whole, right? Everybody becomes weak. Everybody becomes less intelligent because you're fighting and committing offenses, and your idea, your consciousness goes more restricted. Ooh, this guy's my enemy. This is my friend. No, actually, the truth is you're all brothers. We're all part of the one family, man. Family of the Lord, right? We're all connected. There's the sun and the sun's rays. Man, we're all rays, man. And we're connected to the one sun. So obviously we're family. But people don't know that. Why? Because in Maya divides everybody from the source. Okay? Oh, this guy's my friend. This is my enemy. This is my father. This is my this is my brother, and this is my enemy. See, all divided. See, therefore we don't feel that connection. See that connection that we're all brothers related to the Son. See, the Son is the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, that's why if you want to become part of that, those rays, you want to become a ray of that Sun again, you have to connect. That's the spiritual master comes here to connect us back to the Sun, to remove the obstacles so that you're so connected with that spiritual Sun of the truth, just comes through you and illuminates the world. You become a light in this world, not on your own, but because of true connection with the Lord, with that Son. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just in the darkness, and you're just, the Maya is just, everything is divided and weak and polluted. That's the illusion. Okay. Okay, Tom. Or do you want to read something there, Karuna? So go ahead. Read. Read that there, Tom.
Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari.
So what book you got there, Karuna? Oh.
Okay, I have the text.
Karuna, what book you got there? What book you got? What is that? Chaitanya Bhagavat? Bhagavad Gita? What's the other one? You're holding up a book in a case. I don't see what the case is. What is that? Hey, you got a mouth, man? Let's hear you say something. Take the friggin' beard off. Okay, fuck you. Goodbye. Let's get some fucking seriousness here.
Shall I read, Freddy?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, read Freddy thing.
Freddy, God made Maya too powerful. The way she covers conditioned souls, it takes millions of years to get out of this material universe.
God made Maya powerful. You can covers a conditioned soul. It takes millions of years to get out of this material universe. Yeah, well, yeah, but it doesn't, when you find the real connection, it doesn't take millions of years. You can do it in this lifetime. Deliverance is here now. You just have to have the truth. See, Maya is taking people's attention away from the truth always. What we're doing here, we're empowered to take people to the truth, man. All you have to do is pay attention here, and you'll be directed, rightly directed, not misdirected by Maya, misdirected by inexperienced teachers who don't know real bhakti and the real path. Okay, so it doesn't take millions of years here. Once you're here, then you're just redirected so quickly. Okay, so let's go on here. So what book do you got there? You got Chaitanya Bhagavat?
Yes.
So read it. Read chapter. Let's see. Read. Yeah, read something in Anchikanda there.
It's open on chapter 9, Madhyakanda.
No, go beyond that. Go to Anchikanda and read something.
It opens at page at chapter 4.
Okay.
It's not from the beginning. It opens at.
No, start from the. Why do you just open this thing? You start from the beginning.
Okay, chapter 4. The pastimes of Achyutananda and the worship of Madhavendra Puri. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Right. All glories to Sri Gaura Chandra, who is an ocean of mercy and whose lotus feet are all auspicious. I offer my obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the pride of the Sannyasa order, and his devotees. After delivering everyone in Kulia, the Lord proceeded towards Mathura, accompanied by his associates. He traveled along the banks of the Ganga Devi, often drinking from and bathing in her waters, thus fulfilling her long-standing wishes.
See, he was so merciful and so magnanimous and munificent. He delivered everybody. You know how he did that? He gave them this bhakti lata bij, the inclination to glorify Krishna, so that people can cultivate this. And that's deliverance. You start to do devotional service in ecstasy. So in Prabhupada's Nectar Devotion, it says, when you do devotional service in ecstasy, that is now you're qualified to enter the kingdom of God. So he gave that so graciously. And this is how you're delivered. When you have the inclination to glorify the transcendental Lord from your heart, awakened heart. See, and that grows more and more and more forever. That's your deliverance. That's how people get delivered. That's how they're delivered now. Whoever develops faith in this preaching here, okay, this Bhakti Lata Bij can be into your heart. And then you have the inclination to glorify the Lord and chant his names and cultivate this pure bhakti more and more and more until it overcomes all obstacles. Okay? This is the grace. This is the grace place like this. This is, otherwise you're trying, like Lord Chaitanya said, you can study the Vedas and follow rules and regulations, but if you're not attached to the name, the fame, the pastimes of the Lord and glorification of that, tasting that, the glories of that, feeling, becoming a real devotee, feeling devotion, awakened when you're doing this, then your activities are futile. It's always driving to this reality. See, this is real. This is the truth. This is the path. See, this is the real life, is that taste, devotional taste. That is deliverance. And if you don't get that, you're not delivered. That's why many people just died when they just followed the teaching of Moses. They weren't delivered. You got to develop the taste for worshiping God, not being fear. Yeah, you must worship God or you're going to hell, and it's like, oh, okay, I just don't want to go to hell, so I'll do it. I'll agree, and it's like, you're, it's not natural yet. So you got to progress beyond that. And that's why you got to go to those who are those kinds of deliverers here. See, that's why deliverance is here. You don't come here, you don't not attract. I mean, say you're delivered already. You would love this preaching. If you're really delivered, you gurus out there or you followers out there, those gurus, if you're really delivered, any of you, you would love this preaching because this is true and this works. I mean, people are getting delivered here just like they were 550 years ago. Because real bhakti is here. And if you don't like this preaching, you're not delivered, man. Why wouldn't you like such a great thing? Such a fabulous thing. No, this is the end of many lifetimes preaching before you'll get prema bhakti. That just goes by the wayside here. Because, the Lord's munificence is working here now. See? That's deliverance, man. The Lord gave that, and we are giving that too. Anybody developing faith in this preaching, you get that by showing Krishna that you really want him, that you'll give this a chance. You give at least 30 days to listen. Is Krishna really here? Is my deliverance really here? Otherwise, you don't care. You just take another birth. You don't give a shit. You don't care about your deliverance, man. You don't care about you're probably young, man. You're not old yet. You don't know when you get an old body and all the miseries come. Or you're not developed like in other lifetimes that you've been really want this path. You really want deliverance because those are the ones who show up here and stay here. Some people come for a time and then they kind of go back into the world. Oh, I'm not concerned about the gift of sadhu sangha. I'm not a gift of association of real devotees, which is so rare. Oh, I'll just do my thing out there in the world. Well, it's a slap in Krishna's face when you do that. The Lord is giving you sadhu sangha. You know how many lifetimes you have to wait for sadhu sangha where devotees are here delivering people? You know how many lifetimes? People don't know. It's very rare. Even to find one devotee, much less a whole sangha of devotees. And to give that up, it's very foolish, stupid, dumb. Maya's tricking you in some way. Okay? It's like where that Brahmin stood outside of the circle, said, come, go out of the circle of influence. Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, read on.
Yeah. I want to say, I don't know anyone else who gives us this specific instructions. I don't know anyone else but you. You are so specific, giving the specific necessary instructions. Hare Krishna.
It's like a brain surgeon working on, the little intricate part.
They can talk around and you come to the point. You give us specific instructions. And you're learning.
Cut to the chase, man. Yes. Here,
on
let's
the bank
see.
Of the Ganga.
Read this. Oh yeah, go ahead.
It takes some delay on the screen. On the banks of the Ganga and near to the city of Gouda, lay Ramakeli, a township with a large community of Brahmanas. There the Lord remained incognito for a few days. Nevertheless, soon anyone came to know that Sri Krishna Chaitanya had arrived. It is not an exercise in futility. If one tries to hide the sun, is it not an exercise in futility if one tries to hide the sun? So soon, men and women of all kinds and ages poured in from every direction, feeling excited and flushed with pleasure.
See, they had faith in Lord Chaitanya. They heard about him. What did they hear? Well, there's a sannyasi going around chanting and laughing and crying in ecstasy, and they knew the scriptures talked about this, and this was a time, and they appreciated that. So when they found out that the Lord was there, they gave respect and honor. Therefore, they were delivered. It's that simple. Oh, you give honor and respect to the Lord, and then you're delivered. Well, see, the Lord was God himself there. He was the Son, literally. Not just the empowered Son, but he acted like that to teach devotional service by his personal example, showing how a devotee worships Krishna in ecstasy. And they heard that such a great personality was there. They gave respect to that. See, that kind of person, not these others who are not like that. You give respect to a person who has no bhakti, no ecstatic devotion. Well, what's that to the Lord? You're glorifying that? Well, you think that's glorious? Well, it's not really. What is glorious is devotion to Krishna, that the Lord manifests, that his real devotees manifest. You start glorifying that, you start appreciating that, you start listening to the revelations of those devotees who have an intimate relationship with the Lord, Bhagavad Gita 10:10. See, now you found the real path, you found the gold mine. And you'll know if you keep in there and try, mining there and not mining Bitcoin, not mining, material wealth. Putting all your energy into that, mining, fruitive activities so you can get a big skyscraper in your life. Hey, no, you found the real mind. So work it, man. Work it. Work your ears. Just go there and hear from those who are mining treasure, who are qualified, and then you become purified and qualified. You become like that miner, man, that transcendental miner, mining the true gold in this world. This transcendental gold, this that you take with you forever, releases you from the Maya of believing that gold is glorious, that husband and wife is glorious. All this Maya, all these material forms, that the world is glorious. Look at the world. The world ain't so glorious anymore, huh? She's cheated you. She's cheated everyone who believes in her. You think the politicians are glorious, and you find out they are most of the hypocrites, liars, cheaters. They have agendas, other things that don't include you. They're not your real well-wishers. Indirectly, they are. Indirectly, you learn, oh, this is not where to take shelter. Yeah, you come here, you find out. Yeah, listen, why you can observe the witnesses. They're taking shelter here. What is the here taking shelter in this sadhu sangha? We're talking about the real opinion of Krishna. Look how powerful it is. Awakens bhakti in others, devotion, and inspires them, removes their ignorance. Man, that's wealth. That's treasure. Puts a smile on your face.
Yes, I saw the next sentence.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. What's that say?
As was usual, the Lord was absorbed in divine ecstasy. Nothing could interfere with his immersion in the transcendental mellows.
There you go. That's what they thought. Hey, this is glorious. Let's go see Lord Chaitanya. Look out how far away from that. The Vaishnavas are now, but we're bringing them closer because some are coming, and you're the first fruit. You become the first fruits. Yeah, why? Because you come to the real place where real gold is, real wealth is. You become wealthy, and people start to see it. Man, this person's wealthy. After a while, even the devotees and Vaishnavas, they start, hey, man, we've been trying to mine this mine, but there's no gold in it. Look at you guys, you're mining in this mine there, this crazy Gaurahari here in that Sangha, and you're getting gold. You're showing us, people throwing their coins all over the place, man. Look at this gold, man. Gold is bhakti, man. Real ornaments, decorations are these emotions, transcendental emotions. And gold are the tears, man. It's holy water, man. Can you imagine? You go to church to get that water that's supposed to be charged with God, and you don't really get much or anything. You don't feel anything.
Oh.
Hey, man, you start seeing the tears of devotees. Now you're seeing real holy water, man. This means a lot to the Lord, and you find out in your own heart, whoa, I see a devotee in ecstasy and crying tears of ecstasy. Man, you start to feel your heart inspired. Why? Because that's God waking up. Now you're starting to realize something important. Otherwise, getting the tears, oh, my son is born, my daughter is born, and then all the miseries come also. All that maintenance you got to do, and then they leave you, son, they grow up, and they don't give a shit about you. There you go. Ask Lalita Ganga how much her family appreciates her. Cares about her. No, if you don't care about Maya anymore, they don't care about you. That's how she is. That's your release. She releases you. Release me. I can't confound that person anymore. I can't use that person. They're being used by Krishna now. They use by my master. Maya's master is Krishna. She knows. The devil knows the Lord. Yeah. What does Govinda say here? Let's see. Go in the top drawer. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Next verse.
Yeah. One after another, the different ecstatic symptoms manifested open upon his person, and he fell swooning again and again. I don't know swooning.
Means fainting.
Fainting. Okay. One after another, the different ecstatic symptoms manifested upon his person.
That's the key word, manifested. You got to see that again. Otherwise, deliverance isn't quite here yet. You got to see, this is where it all started, right? 550 years ago. A devotee in ecstasy in the world where people saw that. Where do you see that now? Oh, well, that was for 550 years. They do that in Christianity. They say, oh, this ecstasy that some Christians are manifesting, oh, that can't be real. That was only 2,000 years ago at the Pentecost. That's for those apostles. Now that's not possible. No, it's not possible for you because you don't believe in it. You don't associate with those kind of devotees. And it's the same thing they do now. Oh, that was only for Lord Chaitanya. That kind of bhakti isn't around. No, that's right. It's not around for you Vaishnavas or wannabe Vaishnavas. It's not around for you because, first of all, you don't believe in it, that it's here or where it is, nor do you go towards it. So it's not a reality for you, but it's a reality for people coming here, isn't it? It's become real. There's feeling, wow, this is real. Puts a smile on your face. It gives you great transcendental happiness that's not of this world. It's you can see it's uncommon, different. Yeah, that's real bhakti. It's like that style. Go ahead.
And he fell swooning again and again. The devotees were also enwrapped in the blissful mood of the Lord. and they performed continuous kirtan, leaving aside all other businesses.
Yeah, and if you're not inspired by that kind of bhakti, you don't know what real life is. You're engaged in this world or in religion, in speculation. You don't even know that this is where it's at, man. That's why these devotees got it. Just by being close to ecstatic devotees like this, you get it. And being in that association, you become a family member of Lord Chaitanya. How many Vaishnavas you want to be family members of Lord Chaitanya and Radha and Krishna? You have to enter through the family member that's sent here. And you have to have the invite. See, the invite is the word, man. What word is a Vaishnava preaching? Are they preaching a word that's potent because they're actually a family member of Vrindavan and they got their orders? Okay. Are you approaching like that? You got to be authentic, not an imitation. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So here they knew how to distinguish, leaving aside all other businesses.
Yeah, and that happens naturally. You become more attracted to engaging in life, man, because this is death. I mean, this is no real life in this. So devotees, they automatically do whatever they have to do. It's more insignificant. What's really significant is cultivating their spiritual body. That's what we're here for, man. Here we have that potential. Animals can't do that, but we can. The human species, very rare. Yeah, you find this path, man, where you can cultivate, it's like, do people with fruitive activities, they develop material benefits. Here we develop spiritual benefit, and that's good. Instead of being materially fruitive, you're spiritually fruitful. See, you engage in activities, bear fruit, increasing fruits, more. See, more spiritual wealth. This is what Jesus' message and Lord Chaitanya's message, and we just repeat what's really true. They were engaged in reality. See? They knew what real wealth is. We know what real wealth is too. Many of us. Go ahead.
When sometimes the Lord cried out in a spiritual mood, this sound would carry far and be heard by travelers even a couple of miles away. Although most of the people were simple, rustic folk, ignorant about the mellows and intricacies of devotional
Intricacies.
Of devotional service, yet by seeing the Lord in his entire variegated splendor, they became most happy.
You see, that's really the secret there. You don't have to know anything about devotional service, but if you're attracted and you become happy, see, now you're getting the value. See, you're happy being with devotees. That means so much to the Lord. That's your awakening. Oh, I'm just happy to be around the Lord. So it translates now in separation. If you're chanting Hare Krishna, you're with the Lord. Are you happy about it yet? Or is it dry? Are you indifferent? Oh, you want to increase that happiness? Whoa, chant with devotees who are happy to be with the Lord. So happy you see their tears squirting from their eyes, exuberance, intensity. They're loud speaking. You notice? Loud voice comes automatically. That's why I try to stay away from neighbors here, because it gets so intense and so, excited, spiritually excited. It's intense and loud crying, loud laughing, loud preaching. Everything is intense. Intensified. See, and so just by being happy around devotees, that's why it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. Are you happy to be here? Are you happy to associate with devotees? Are you happy? You could be really a negative person, but do you find happiness being with real devotees? Some of the time, at least. And then maybe you're processing. But the more you're happy to be around devotees and hearing the glories of the Lord in that association, there you go, man. That's your transcendental benefit. Yeah, that's going to bring you to the kingdom of God. Cultivating anything else other than that won't. Just like you do Vaidhi Bhakti, like out of force, because of inspired by the rules and regulations, and not by ecstasy, not by this transcendental happiness. It's a slower, it'll lead you to this ultimately. It'll pull you along to this. And you learn these intricate principles. See, the intricacies means the details. These are the details you learn about the real path. That unless you're immersed in it, it's manifesting in your body. You don't know. Doesn't matter how many followers you got or how many, rubber stamps from your groups you got. No. Do you have these symptoms and these transcendental feelings? Okay, go ahead.
They became most happy and enraptured. The people remained watching the Lord from a distance and offered their prostrated obeisances.
See, enraptured. This is the essence. See, enwrapped. See, rapt attention. You're wrapped up in this. See, you're attracted to this. You become wrapped by enwrapped attention to this. See, enrapture, then it becomes rapture. Rapture is spiritual ecstasy. Okay, so that's the whole point. You got to see it, and if you're enwrapped in that, or you're caught up in that, you pay attention to that. See, that's sadhu sangha again. And whoever puts the time in, you'll get purified, and you'll become increasingly attracted to what is really true in this world, because everything else is not. People are becoming increasingly attracted to the world because they're cultivating that. It's easy, isn't it? Oh, it's easy to get attracted to a woman. You just look at her, and then all of a sudden you're attracted, man, lusting for them, right? That's the idea on the internet. They always have these beautiful women, or beautiful men to attract you. It's very easy. You just look at that, meditate it, and very easy. But sometimes it's a little harder to be attracted to Krishna, right? Because he's transcendental and you're contaminated by your attractions in the world. Okay? But if you get sadhu sangha, boy, you get all those things removed very easily, very quickly. And then this attraction to the Lord, the transcendental Lord, becomes manifest. All of a sudden you become happy chanting Hare Krishna or hearing the devotees chanting even. You become intoxicated spiritually. Okay? See, you can quicken that. You can quicker your progress, man. Can you imagine? You see how powerful it is here? If you come and listen here, you could be worshiping gurus for 40 years and you don't know what you learned in one class. In one class, you get the real truth. You didn't learn this stuff without going there for years, right? You went to the ISKCONs and they don't teach any of this. They don't teach you how to find the real path. See? Because you got to be the real path to teach people how to find the real path. You got to be a manifestation of the book Bhagavat. You got to be a devotee Bhagavat. You got to be the path. It's got to be tattooed on your body, man, in these divine ecstasies. You got to be the door, man. You got to be the door. In some lifetime, you went through the door. Like you guys are becoming the door because you're going through the door now in this life. In your next life, if you come back as a teacher, you don't have to go through all the preliminaries. You'll just be the door, because you went through the door in a previous life. That's why Jesus was like. They taught that. He didn't have any guru per se. It was the Supreme Lord himself, because in his other existence, he was, that level. Go ahead.
Enraptured, the people remained watching the Lord from a distance and ordered their prostrated obeisances, loudly resounding the holy name of Hari, Hari.
So that's the secret there. Again, you see, it's the actions. You have to be in the line. These persons now in the line. See, they're offering prostrated obeisances to an ecstatic personality. There you go. You found the door and you're respecting the door. Now you're going to get boon after boon after boon, man, because now you found the gate to eternity. You found the gate to the kingdom of paradise. That's the devotee is the door to paradise. See, the whole game here in this Maya, this war, is to get the attention of people and put it where it liberates them in this life quickly, instead of beating around the bush, going around and paying obeisances to non-liberated persons, non-devotees. You are a non-devotee. I mean, this is really deep teaching, man. This smacks the illusion completely. It's a knockout punch. Yeah, you are a non-devotee till this ecstatic devotion awakens in your heart. You are not a real representative of Lord Chaitanya's Gaudiya Sampradaya until this devotion awakens in you. See? And that's the truth. And you have to prove that you're a representative, because when you speak such truth that those who listen have awakenings, spiritual experiences, bhakti begins to manifest in your heart. The Lord shows himself to them. You receive you see how the magnificence and munificence and magnanimity qualities of Lord Chaitanya comes through his authorized representative. Then you know. See? Then you know, and you know the real truth, and the truth has set you free and anyone else who listens to you. That's simple. Go ahead.
When the nectarine sound of the Lord's name entered the ears of Sri Chaitanya, his bliss would increase several-fold. He would lift his arms and encourage them, saying, "Go on, chant, chant, chant."
Isn't that what, see, when you find the devotees who are naturally attracted to the Lord, that's where you get the inspiration and encouragement. Isn't that what keeps people going here? So you get to the point and you become an encourager too, right, Govinda? You can encourage people. See, you becoming.
Yeah, it's the great. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to show people this path. To see they're in misery, they're drowning in Maya, they're going back into the samsara wheel. They're listening to fools in religion and government and education, and then say, simple path. My friends read these books when they're up trees in the woods and all over the country. Books can go out now all over the world, and Cole is looking at publishing the writings and the classes. It's going really from that little acorn of an active alcoholic. The books are just going, your words and classes. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, glorification of the truth,
It's
man.
wonderful. It's the best.
Yeah, this overturns the mind.
Yeah.
People are suffering out there because they don't have this knowledge. You know, the Illuminati.
Big time
yeah,
suffering.
you know, they say the elite are trying. They know knowledge, but they keep it from the masses. But they don't even know this knowledge that we know. See, we can benefit them. And if we benefit them, they will change their hearts and they will work for the welfare of the world, because it's so great to do that. You don't need, I don't need to control the friggin' world. The Lord already has that handled. I don't need to deal with climate change. The Lord has that handled, man. If it gets too weird, he just wipes the species out that's creating the problem. He does. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to euthanize everybody. You don't have to be aware of everything that people are doing in their bathrooms and all that stuff. The Lord sees all that stuff. What do you need to see? This is their people desires are misdirected outside. See? My desires are all fulfilled in the Lord, and everybody coming here, you learn how to do that. Your desire is fulfilled in Him. Then you realize that was nonsensical to want to control the world, to want to see everything going on in everybody's life, and to manipulate them like robots. How terrible that is! How sinful that is! So anyway, the Lord can adjust everything. If people will listen, I don't care. Demons, you guys can come here. Bill Gates, you can come here, but I'm not against you. I'd like to convert you. I'll convert. You'll do something really good for your followers. Fauci, Bill Gates, Trump, Biden. I don't care. I had a dream of Biden last night.
That was amazing. That dream. That's really bizarre, mad. Yeah.
Actually, I actually felt him. I felt like I thought, wow, this guy is an interesting guy, Wouldn't recommend. I was trying to get out of that meeting though, because people sitting at the table, they all look like leftists, like lefties, just it's like, oh, he's got his group there, and I didn't fit in. They say they thought, this guy, he doesn't fit. He's a Trump guy or somebody. Yeah. Go ahead there, Tom.
Okay. The Lord blessed these people with such feelings of overwhelming joy that even the Muslims joined in by also chanting Hari Hari.
Yeah, you see, bless them with those feelings. That's what the Lord is doing when we chant Hare Krishna and hear the pastimes of the Lord or chant them. Because He is that. What He showed externally, He's in the mantra. And when you get happiness hearing the name, chanting the name, or hearing the name, or hearing the pastimes, or chanting the pastimes, because you're also hearing, you get happiness from that, boom, there you go. You've been delivered. That's the whole thing. But if you come here, I don't care if you're a big guru, man, a big following, and you come here and you don't like this here, oh, you know who's better? A housewife, a nobody who comes here and likes the association of those who are presenters of the real Krishna, presenters of the real ecstasy of Krishna, presenters of the real truth, the chit potency, Satchidananda in this world. Even that's why the lowest of the low goes to the highest of the high. Okay? So materially, people can't understand this. Materially, they think, oh, a high thing is a sannyasi. Yeah, but if a sannyasi is adverse to this preaching, this word, this truth, this ecstasy, oh no, a housewife is better position. They're going into the kingdom of God first, and you guys last, later. If you change if you see the logic in the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, which we preach, you notice, you got to see the logic in these pastimes. You got to see the intelligence of these pastimes and enter into this way. See, then you'll transcend all of these illusions that everybody's involved in, whether they're high in society, high in Brahmanism, high sannyasis who can't see. You can see because you enter in through the real word, man. When you make this word your God, see, this word is my God. See, I'm not trying to be like a controller. No, this word controls me. This word excites me. I'm just giving you the word that excites me. That's what Jesus did. Jesus said, hey, they believed in that my word came from you. Therefore, let them be as we are. I'm excited by that word you give me, I gave them, and therefore let them be like me. You know, and when I read that, boom, I got there because I had that before probably. Boom. And I know what it is to be like Jesus is with the Lord by his mercy, his word. I believe in it because, when you have this from a previous life, you got it, man. I just read the word and boom, I was a believer, man. I believed with everything in my being that was true. And boom, I was there, in that unity with the Lord, man. The Lord was everywhere present, man. And I was conscious of that. Therefore, I knew I had some identity as a loving that, man. Like, whoa, this is amazing to be. See, appreciating the Lord. They went through the real door and boom, there it was. The real devotees. This is the real door. Real. They're the real thing, reality. See, you got to be the reality. You got to be it personified. Reality is ecstatic communion with God. Reality is the knowledge, the real knowledge and the real understanding coming from that expressed in the world. And then it becomes rooted in the world. Overcomes the Maya. Maya is a weakling compared to the truth. Weak. Okay? But if you're under influence, she overcomes you. Yeah. Say some more.
Go on.
Yeah. Go on.
Hari, Hari. The Lord was emanating. The Lord was emanating so much compassion that even the Muslims would offer prostrated obeisances from a distance to the Lord. The Lord had no other thought in his mind than kirtan and dancing. Now the crowd began to swell and grow. Now the crowd began to swell and grow. They watched entranced, and no one had any desire to leave. They watched entranced and had no other, and no one had any desire to leave.
Isn't that its style? That's why we have
Wow.
such long frigging classes, man. 5 hours now, especially when participants are here. You see, bhakti becomes very attractive, man. You want to give your time to it, and just naturally. Why wouldn't you want to be with something real of substance, when it's here? Oh, look at that. Who is that one?
That's Jocelyn, and that's the fluttering peacock.
Oh,
That's it.
Oh, that's Jocelyn. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at her. Wow. She got transcendental eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tom. Read some more.
The people were jubilant, and their chanting made a tumultuous sound that rose upwards and rent the atmosphere for miles around. The only sound was Hari, 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 Hari. Close by, within earshot, was the ruling Muslim king's assembly house. Yet this did not cover the spirit of the Sankirtan. Close by, within earshot, was the ruling Muslim king's assembly house. Yet this did not cover, C-O-W-E-R, E-R, Kaur. The spirit of the Sankirtan. The assembly chanted loudly and fearlessly, forgetting all attachments to home and family. However, in the meantime, the police inspector had gone to the king's palace and reported the arrival of a sannyasi in Ramakeli. He also reported that this sannyasi's continuous chanting of some ghostly mantra of the faithless had attracted a huge gathering.
See, ghostly mantra. And that's really the truth. It's a ghostly mantra. It causes the Holy Ghost to manifest. That's a bhakti. See, it's like, what is going? If you're on the outside, you're an outsider. You look at this and you think, what is this ghostly mantra? See, you go, yeah, because it's a Holy Ghost. This is what Jesus is talking about. The nature of the Holy Ghost. You know, it's like you can't see. It's like there, but you don't know where it comes from. What? Oh, it comes. It's holy. It's a sacred spirit. See, they said they were outside looking. Well, what is this ghostly mantra they're chanting to make him experience this? The ghost. Well, you know. So anyway, this is the Holy Ghost that you get. The Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit. See, it's a spirit, man. It's a spirit. It makes you, gives you the inclination to worship what is transcendental, and that's devotional service in ecstasy. See, that spirit is very ecstatic and very, it's enlivened by this bhakti. It's enlivened by performing devotional service. There's life in this, not, oh yeah, I did my duty chanting my round. See, that's inspired by the rules, well, I did it and I did the mode of goodness and, no, this is natural. This is the soul food. It awakens the soul more, forever. Bill Boyle, welcome back, man. Thank you for coming. Go ahead there.
To this news, the king replied, "Tell me, how is this sannyasi? What does he eat? What is his name? Describe his appearance. The inspector said, "Listen, Your Majesty, I have never seen anything so marvelous. His beauty far excels the beauty of Cupid, and his complexion overshadows the brilliance of gold. His tall, majestic appearance, long arms extending to his knees, and slender, concave abdomen are most charming. His lion's neck, elephant's shoulders, lotus eyes, and exquisite face, more effulgent than a million moons, are incomparable. With red coral lips, a perfect set of pearly teeth, arched eyebrows like Cupid's bow, a full broad chest decorated with sandalwood pulp, and generous."
So the Lord was very beautiful physically, and but those who are recipients of that bhakti also become beautiful, even if they're old or young. It doesn't matter, fat or skinny. This bhakti is very fulgent. You can see it in the devotees here that are getting that. They start to look really beautiful, very fulgent, very uncommon, very spiritually intoxicated. And this is the beauty, the Lord's beauty coming through them, through they become like the personality of the Lord. The personality of God starts to manifest through them and shows it's like a jewel that shows all these different facets, but it's from the same jewel. This is what we do when we part of the rays from that sun. You refract into this world that sun. See the sun's glories in here. See, so but you're emanating that from the source, not independently. Okay, so then that's why you see the devotees, they manifest a very wonderful, unique individuality. It's not like I want to imitate this devotee or that devotee. We can't do that. The devotees are unique in each way. Each, like a jewel is a particular jewel, has their look, and so that begins to manifest, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. So if you're making good progress, you'll be attracted to being around devotees where the light of God is shining more and more through them and becoming more and more visible to others. See, we're all growing. We're in a stage of growing, right? But spiritually, our spiritual bodies are getting stronger and firmer. See, firmer, stronger, more condensed, and then starts to be visible in this world, Hey, Christina, welcome. Thanks for coming. Go ahead there, Tom.
A full broad chest decorated with sandalwood pulp and generous hips covered by a cloth with the color of the rising sun. He completely captures the mind. His feet are like two blooming pink lotuses. His 10 toenails are like 10 shining mirrors. I think he must be a prince out and about, traveling in the dress of a sannyasi.
Okay, so you can mark that place there. I think I need to get a little rest now. And yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. If anybody's missed any of this, you can do the replay. And yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming, everybody. It's been really nice. I'll take a few Z's here. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Tom, for reading, and thank you all for coming here, all 11 of you. And stay tuned for the next broadcast. Yeah, like after a broadcast or something, you feel inspired, go live, Okay, good night, everybody. Good night, Tom.